Hi, my name is Perry Sessions from Mesa Digital Marketing, and today I'm going to show you how to create a post in a WordPress website using Visual Composer. First thing you want to do is head over to your website and log in, and we're assuming that you've already uploaded and got Visual Composer activated on your website. And here it is on the side in the admin bar. Actually, the first thing you want to do if you want to create a post with Visual Composer is make sure it's ready to be used in your post. So click straight on Visual Composer, and you'll be taken to the general settings. And then we're going to go over to Role Manager. And then down here, if you notice, it says Post Types. And right now we're checked on to Pages Only. We want to actually do Custom. And now you can see there's multiple. If you have more plugins, there can be testimonials and other text input type of tools and plugins that you can enable Visual Composer for. So we definitely want posts. We check that, scroll to the bottom and hit Save Changes. Once those are changed and saved, head over to Posts, and then we can you can edit one of your current posts. We're going to add a new one. We're just going to put a test title into here. And now we're going to have kind of this walkthrough tutorial asking us what we want to do. Depending on your theme, you could have a front-end editor. We use the Bridge theme, which a lot of times disables that, but there is a way to turn that back on if you want it. But we'll hit Finish here. We're going to look at the back-end editor of Visual Composer first. So this is just the normal text editor. We click back-end editor, and now we're in the Visual Composer options. So adding an element, that language just means a button, accordion, any kind of text or image. It's just saying any element, and then obviously a quick button for adding text right away. So let's show you what elements are available. There are a lot of options to go into. If you have a theme that is working again with Visual Composer, these can be added to. Or plugins, there's a lot of times plugins will work with Visual Composer, so you'll see those here as well. But the normal ones, like you're going to see, are the rows and the text block and image, single image or gallery image. So we're going to add a row. And one thing to keep in mind, a lot of times Visual Composer, having a row inside of a row helps give you more options. Sometimes it makes it worse. But in this case, we'll just use one row, and we'll click Add in the middle. We'll add a text box. And then it comes in with some dummy text, and there's options to add animation to just the text, but we'll just hit Save Changes now and show you that you can trash your text box. You can duplicate it in one click and then change it there. That feature is very useful, quick for when you make a bunch of settings to an element, like an image or maybe a gallery, and you want to make another one down the page a little bit. That's a quick way to work with it. But in this case, we don't need a copy, so we'd hit the trash can and OK. Now, a huge part of Visual Composer is the columns option. So we want two columns in our post. We want to have the text on the left, and then on the right, we can click Add again. And let's add an image. And adding an image, it gives you the options to then upload or choose it from your media gallery. So we'll click Add Image. We've got our Mesa Digital Marketing logo here, and Set Image. And then you can title it. You definitely want to keep in mind that this has been a pain for a lot of people, but image size, do not capitalize. Make sure you do exactly what it says here. Either say thumbnail, medium, or full, or make it some other custom size. So we want ours to be full. And then we're going to not add a caption. If you hit yes, it adds whatever caption you've created for it in the media library. And image alignment, we want it centered in that column. So we'll put center. You can have it do different things on click. You can zoom in, link to something else. In this case, we don't mind or don't need those things. We're just going to hit Save Changes. Okay, so let's also, a big part that we do a lot of times, you can add spacing above and below your element, or your elements in this case. We can duplicate a whole row rather than just one element. So this is a way to clone the whole row. We'll just make another copy here and show you that you can actually grab, click, and drag the image on this one to be on the left side. And now we kind of have an effective text, image, text, image. Keep in mind on a mobile on a phone, this is going to show image and then the text and then the image underneath it. And then this one will be the opposite way. So let's show you, like I was saying before, spacing is a big deal. So we'll click Add New, and we'll look for empty space. You can always just start typing right away. And I just typed in EM, and there's empty space. And you can choose the pixels here. 32 is the default. I think for the bottom we're going to do about 60. And then we're going to duplicate this one and then drag it to the top. So this is an okay way to do this. Sometimes it's not the best practice. I found it to be the easiest for most users. You can also click on the pencil. There's a bunch of pencils or different places for this pencil in Visual Composer, so don't get too confused. But the pencil here on this row is affecting both columns. If I click the pencil here, I'm editing just the column with the image. So let's say that I wanted to add space without adding this empty row space. I wanted to do it kind of on the inside settings. You could click edit this row, or you could make this row a different background color than white. So I hit that pencil. Design options are in here. The background color, let's make it just a gray. Hit Save Changes. So now it shows you that gray there. You can also, when you hit that pencil, instead of adding this space, like I said, you can hit Design Options and add padding to the top and bottom, if that's better for you. And then you can copy and paste that row for more settings. So there are a lot of settings in here, lots to go over, but for a simple blog post, you want to have your title in there, and you want to have your Visual Composer ready to go. You can either schedule this post or publish it. Let's click Publish here, and I don't really have a theme activated, so let's see what it takes, what it looks like on this test for us. Okay, there it is. So very rough idea of the, I think it's the 2017 or the stock WordPress theme, but we got text and image, image and text, and then this is a sidebar. Depending on your theme, you can make this full width with Visual Composer, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. But just to show you the idea of a phone, this is what it looked like on a phone. We'd have the text first, and then the image, and then the image and the text. And there's different ways to change that. Let's say you just wanted text, image, but you did like the way it looked on a computer like this. So let's go into both of those options now. So the first idea here is you want to make something full width. So this particular theme doesn't have that option. Bridge theme would, and you'd have a template on the side that says full width. Okay, and I've seen other themes have that option as well, but select full width for the theme, and let's see if we have it in here. If I click the pencil, not for the empty space, but we'll hit the pencil for this gray one, for instance, and let's see. So this one just has parallax options. So yeah, so we do have a little bit less options in this one for the full width. So we'll have to show you that one in a future video with bridge. But if you're using the bridge theme, you can use those to be all the way across the screen, which is a popular design feature. Let's go in then to the mobile usage of Visual Composer. So let's say these two we wanted swapped around. So we can now use the idea I said with having things inside of a row. So let's create a new row, and we're going to actually make a row inside this. So hit row again. So we have a row inside of a row, but this outside row is one column. The inside row will be two columns. We can change that to be 4 columns or whatever we want. But in this case, we want it to be 2 columns, and we're going to copy our desktop idea here of text. Click and drag. I'm just selecting single image. If you hover over it, that appears, so that should be pretty self-explanatory. And now I'm going to duplicate this row, and I'm not going to click and drag the green box. I want to swap the image and the text, so I'm just going to kind of at the corner here click and drag it to the left, and it'll snap to. And now you can move the whole row up. I want to get it above the empty space. So there it is. Empty space is below it. We don't need these old rows, so let's get rid of them. Okay, and we lost our color on one of the rows, but that's okay. So now I want this just to show this way on desktop. So I can go ahead, actually let's duplicate it before we make changes. So I'm going to duplicate this whole chunk that I just did. And now I'm going to edit, this is just going to appear this way on a desktop. So responsive options, I'm going to hit the responsive options, and I'm going to hide on small devices. So none of the mobile devices will show this whole row because I did the options on this pencil, right? The pencil affects this whole row. And then I want this one to be my mobile. So let's make this one column because we already know it's going to be that way. And text image, and then one column. See, we'll swap this image to be underneath. And we'll hit the pencil again on this row and make it responsive and show only on mobile. So we hit it on desktop and it will show on mobile this way. So save changes. Just double check that I checked all of those. Okay. So this is a tablet and landscape, a portrait, and then a phone. There's obviously a lot more settings here, but we're just showing you a different way to have two different styles or setups for your phone and your desktop. Okay, so we'll hit update. If we've done this correctly, the desktop should have 2 columns and the phone should have 1. It should be stacked text, image, text, image. Okay, so refresh this. Got rid of the color, right? It's the new page, and that's what we wanted on desktop, and then inspect it. We'll move away here so you can see better. So there's the text and then the image, so now we got a better layout for mobile that we wanted. All right, so those are just a few options and settings for creating a post in your WordPress website or using Visual Composer. Thanks for watching the video, and we hope to have you back for more.